Hey guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and click the bell icon so you'll get notified of each new video.
Hey everybody, I'm JJ Johnson. You're watching Reality Survival. So today we are going to talk about lockpicking kits, picking locks, and some of the stuff like that. Lockpickworld.com sent me out some stuff that they asked for me to show you guys, and I think it's a relevant conversation for preppers to talk about lockpicks. So let's talk a little bit about why that is first. So I've done several videos on the topic before, showed raking and single picking and a couple other videos I think on lockpicking. I'll try to link those below as well. But during a rule of law situation, there's probably less reasons to know how to pick locks. But during a without rule of law situation, after a prolonged period of there being grid down, then there could be maybe more useful reasons. Even during a rule of law situation, it could just be a matter of you locking yourself out of your house, or losing a key, losing a padlock key, or something like that, and something was locked up. Maybe you didn't have a set of bolt cutters available or whatever. Knowing how to pick a lock, especially easy master locks and stuff like that, it's a simple skill that is really not hard to teach yourself if you have the right tools to do that. And that's kind of some of the stuff that I'm going to show you here today, is some of the things that you can use to practice, and the different kinds of kits that they have out there, and different kind of picking mechanisms and all that kind of stuff. But and then on the extreme, far unlikely side that there's some kind of a grid down situation, maybe just having a small lockpick kit in a bug out bag or something along those lines might not be bad. Maybe it's because you're forced to move from one place to another and you're having to live like a refugee. Maybe you're trying to find shelter, and an industrial building or industrial complex or something has a gate that's got a lock on it, and you're trying to go in there because you're going to freeze to death, or some life-threatening situation. Maybe you'd want to know how to use a lockpick. I mean, there's a lot of different reasons that you could come across this. I will say that in some states, just having lockpick kits on your person is prima facie evidence of a crime. And so if there have been thefts in the area and you were caught with a lockpick kit, then you could be putting yourself in danger. So it's important that you know your state's laws on carrying lockpick kits, okay? And I think I have a link in the description on one of the other videos that I did talking about this, because it's important to understand your state laws. So anyway, with that, let me go ahead and change the camera angle up here a little bit. I'm going to give you a better look at the desktop so you can kind of see what we're doing and all that kind of stuff. I'm really going to be showing you the kits more so than I'm going to be showing you how to pick the locks. I've already done that. I might try to do a couple of demonstrations here. This pesky Master Lock 140 with the security pin in here always gives me a hard time. These other Master Locks are a little bit easier. So we might do a couple of quick demos, but mostly it's just going to be looking at some different options for you guys, and then you could go and check those out over at lockpickworld.com. So let me get this switched up and we'll get started. Okay, so there's a lot of stuff here to take a look at. We'll first start with practice locks. This is a practice lock that it's pretty cool, and this is a great way to learn how to single pick and to also let me zoom that in just a touch more. So this is a, like I said, this is a practice lock for learning how to single pick as well as to rake, and it's a functioning lock. It works with the key and everything like that. It's just that the body is clear so that you can see the pins and the springs and all that kind of stuff in here, and you can see what's actually going on inside the lock. So I think this is pretty cool. This was the primary practice lock that I used when teaching myself how to pick locks. So this is a great little training kit to start, and even if you're just buying a very basic beginner's pick kit, having one of these locks is really helpful to get started. So let's see. I'll see if I can demonstrate picking this one real quick. So what you're gonna do is you gotta, part of, I would say probably like 60% of picking a lock is getting the right hold on the lock and having the right tension. So this is a torque wrench or a torsion wrench or tensioner, whatever you want to call it, and that's going to go at the bottom of the keyway. I'm not going to get too much into the instruction, but you know, this is how the key goes in, you know, like this. And you need to know which way it turns so you know which way to put your tension on it. So I'm going to take my tensioner and put it at the bottom of the keyway. I'm going to put just a very light, see if I can kind of do it at the right angle for you guys, just a very light amount of tension on this. And then I'm going to take the rake, that's this guy here, and I'm going to take the points up and I'll just work the pins. Oh, almost. I'm a little out of practice. It's taking way too long. There it goes. So that went. Now, like I said, that actually took a lot longer than it should take, but I'm pretty out of practice. I haven't messed with this for, well, probably since I put those videos out before. Okay, so that's the lock, the practice lock, the first one. There are some other practice locks, and I haven't used some of these yet, so I'll need to practice on those. This one here is a, I believe it's called a dimple style lock, and I believe what it tries to simulate is like a car key. So if you see that there, and it's got the side cut out of it so you can see the pins again, and then it just unlocks like that. So this is like I said, I think it's basically like a car type door lock kind of thing, because you can see kind of the keys, the style of key that we've got here. It's kind of like that side dimples in it. So that's another kind of lock to practice with. Then we have the regular old house lock as well. So that's pretty cool. And the other thing that makes it a little bit more helpful as well while we're talking about this is to have a vise that you can set on the edge of your table to, sounds like my mom, or my wife and son just got home. This is a vise that you can put on the edge of the table, clamp to your table, and then be able to hold your lock in a specific place. So like I said, positioning is everything with getting these things you know, into a comfortable position, you know, where you can manipulate the lock and put the right amount of tension on it and all that kind of stuff. By the way, one channel that I think if you guys are interested in learning how to pick locks, I would highly recommend you subscribe to Bosnian Bill on YouTube. The dude is like a master lock picker. I mean, he's highly impressive. He was picking stuff with this Chronos automatic lock pick or multi-pick that I can't even come close to. So I don't know how he does it, but it's pretty impressive. But we'll take a look at this here in a second. Let's see. So they also have some guides, some, you know, easy picking guides in there, just basic instruction manuals and stuff like that. As you can see, it's not very thick because like I said, it's a pretty easy skill to learn the basics of. You just have to practice because it's all about the feel and getting the right feel for it. Okay, this is another kit that I thought was pretty cool. This is a very basic lockpick kit. Comes in a little kind of camouflage thing. It's nice and thin, you know, and it's got a wide variety of tools in here for doing some basic picking. Something like this would be a great little addition, you know, to a bug out bag or something along those lines. So you might want to check that out. If you're looking for a good Christmas gift for a prepper in your family, then this might be a cool little kit because you get a practice lock. You also get an extra. A different type of practice lock, which this is more of the like a home lock, you know, like a home door lock is what this one's for. Let me take it out of the plastic. Very similar to the dimple lock that I showed you a minute ago, but it's actually made for, you know, these types of keys. And again, it's made with plastic, so you can see the pins and stuff as you're picking it. Let's see if that's focusing for you. There you go. So that's pretty cool. So you get the basic couple of different kinds of practice locks with this kit. Then you also get a really nice set of picks and tension wrenches that come in there as well. So it's got, what is it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 different tools, and then the little leather carrying case. For me, I find that 2 tools really provide the most utility, and you know, this is just my opinion, but for me, it's the single pick, which is just a little, like, got one little dimple on the end, and then like the Bogota type pick right here. Let's see if you can see that. So that's the ones that I use the most. But again, I'm a little out of practice right now, so. So then you get it's a pretty good little kit there. And you know, this little leather pouch is pretty small and, you know, doesn't take up a whole lot of room. And then they also, oops, I forgot one. Then they also have this little credit card type deal here that is pretty cool also. Obviously it doesn't really look much like a real credit card, but it's got 1, 2, 3, 4 little picks and a double end tension wrench inside of there. Just very small, you know, thin little picks, but you know, that might do the trick. And it's small enough that you could conceivably carry it in a wallet or a pocket or something like that because it's real thin. So that's kind of neat too. So I thought this was a really cool little kit that would make a great gift for, you know, people like for Christmas or something like that. Just kind of, you know, sit around working on the practice locks, you know, working on the house locks, all that kind of stuff. So I thought that was kind of a cool little deal. And it's just kind of fun just to sit around the house, just kind of working on this stuff too. I think it's kind of a challenge, you know, something out of the ordinary. Okay, so now let's go ahead and look at the Chronos multi-pick kit. All right, so I don't know which way is going to be easiest to look at this, but it's kind of an odd angle. I'll go ahead and pull everything out so that you can just go ahead and see it. So the first thing obviously is the main tool, and this is a German-made tool called the Chronos multi-pick, and it basically, you can see that it kind of vibrates these little needles, and the idea of that is that it vibrates the pick to such a point that you can get it to open easier. So let me see if I can. Well, let me go ahead and show you the rest of this stuff first. So they're made out of Germany, so they have a 220 volt adapter. It comes with two 18650 rechargeable lithium-ion batteries, and they say that you get about an hour of constant picking on there. So it comes with two of these batteries. One is already installed in it, and the charging cable for it is just a USB charging cable. So it comes with a little 18650 charger and then a micro USB cable. So you can charge it on any computer or charge cell or whatever the case may be, which that's kind of cool. Then they give you a few tools. They give you the adjustment wrench, the Allen wrench, a small straight-headed screwdriver, a couple of torsion wrenches, tension wrenches, and then like 10 different needles, different needle options, because these can break and stuff like that because they're not, super strong. These different pins here. This has got a single pick, and then the rest of them are pretty much straight. For me, just the little bit that I've been practicing with this, and I've only had this for like a week, so I haven't done a whole lot of practice with it, but just the straight basic needle seems to do the best for me. So the other thing we have in here is a flip it. Basically, if you unlock a lock and you've turned the mechanism the wrong way and you want to flip it back past the pins really quick, then you can use this little flip it. It's a tension device. It'll go both right or left. You turn it back like that, and then you push the button, and boom, it twists and spins really quick to get the cylinder to the right side. So Bosnian Bill has some videos on these. You might want to take a look at that just to see how to use it if you're interested in that. Then we also have this two-sided tensioner. I call it like a tension wheel that basically you can put into. This won't work very good. Let's see. Into some locks, you can kind of put in like this, and then you can twist and provide tension that way if you want. To me, it's not very comfortable to do this. That could just be because I'm not very familiar with using it. So, and then they also give you some additional ends in case that breaks, for this. So it's really a pretty full and comprehensive kit. Now I can tell you that the machining and the work on this thing is really nice. It's a very nicely constructed machine. It feels very good. Battery just slides in, into that end. It does have an O-ring, I guess, to keep it, water resistant or whatever. I don't know that you would be able to submerge it, but so there is also really pretty much only one adjustment on this device, and that is right here. You see this little screw head, and basically all you do is screw it in or out to determine how much this thing moves, how much up and down. And you basically want to measure that based off of the size of the keyway that you're going to be using. So you kind of want to get it pretty close to the right size, because if you get it too big, it'll rattle around in there and can really start shaving off a lot of brass and stuff like that. So let me see if I can use this thing to get this master lock open. Like I said, I'm not real familiar with using this kit, so it might take a second. All right, again, the hard part here is getting the right size tension wrench, getting the right tension. See if I can do this where you can watch. when you put this in, one thing I forgot to mention is you need to actually back off just a little bit. You don't want to go all the way in. You want to come back out just a little bit because the actuator's back there, and that could keep it from opening. Of course, it's going to give me a hard time. Try to get a little better level here. You kind of really want to hold it kind of level and even with the keyway. Hopefully you guys can still see this. Don't want to let your tension wrench vibrate out. Sometimes it'll do it super easy, and other times come on. I'm going to adjust this just a little bit here. See if maybe it's just going a little too much. Try it this way. There it goes. Finally got it. Well, that took way too long. For some reason, it seems like it works a little better when I have it facing one way rather than the other. I don't know if that is just me or, you know, what the deal is. So, all right, let's try it one more time just for fun. Okay. So I got that there. Put it in this way. Sometimes it just kind of, if it gets all bound up or whatever, you just kind of let off of it and just try to reset again. Obviously, I'm no expert at this. There it goes. But, you know, I'm not an expert. They're just fun. They're a good time. It's a fun skill to learn, and it is something that could potentially be useful at some point. Now, if you don't have a kit with you or anything like that, then it's not going to make much of a difference. But these little kits are easy enough to, you know, stash in different bags and stuff like that. They don't weigh much. And I think they're a pretty cool little addition to a kit. And it's just a lot of fun. You know, you can teach it to your kids. You can teach whatever, you know. It's just kind of fun. So anyway, guys, I wanted to wait until the very end of the video to talk about this because I'm going to give away this this kit here, this little practice kit. And I guess all I want you to do is, yeah, obviously you got to be subscribed to the channel, and then put in the comments below, just, you know, put in, hey, enter me in the giveaway, and then I will do a random drawing. I'll just put, you know, each username next to a number and then do a random.org kind of thing. And then I'll send this out to you, whoever the winner is. So go ahead and put that into the comments below, and that'll get you entered for the giveaway. Anyway, guys, as always, I definitely appreciate it when you click the thumbs up. This is a weird angle. Thumbs up button. And when you share it with your friends on Facebook, Twitter, and Google+. And don't forget to live the 6 Ps. Proper prior preparation prevents poor performance. Stay safe, guys.